Na ihr, Hallöchen. Na, wie geht's euch? Hallöchen, Oder, ja. Ich wollte euch noch meinen Kaffee holen. Mach ich gleich noch, ja. Ja, Pico ist auch am Rotieren. Genau. Aber darf leider nur in die Richtung rotieren. Andersrum fällt er leider um. Das mag er nicht. Nicht stört ihn, na? Alles fit? Oder so? Was gibt's denn sowas? Was ist es? Ist so ein rotierender Pico oder wie? Hm? Überraschung. Naja, Sherman's Letter hieß es ja, man kann ein Ingame-Upgrade sich verdienen durch das neue Event. Oder so. Habt ihr den eigentlich gelesen? Den Chairman's Letter von gestern? Da stand das drin, ja. Und ein paar andere Sachen standen da drin. Und zwar, Moment, Chairman's Letter. Da wird gleich das Spektrum gehen und nicht googeln. Ja. So. Wo ist das denn? Announcement, oder? Ah, nee, auf der Hauptseite. Ja, irgendwas MK2-mäßiges oder so, ja? Comlink? Kurz mal schauen. Ach, da. Dann nehmen wir doch, welche Szene? Nehmen wir doch dann kurz mal diese Szene hier. So. CDF. Nein? Da, genau da, genau, die haben eine Reihe von Missionen vorbereitet, mit denen man die Civil Defense Force Streifen verdienen kann und potenziell ein unglaubliches, mächtiges Ingame-Upgrade sich verdienen kann, wenn man alle von denen abschließt. Ja. Steht hier quasi. Was auch cool ist, das mit dem Server-Meshing, dass sie demnächst auch vorhaben, quasi Aktuell ist aber beim Server-Meshing quasi ein Server pro Sternsystem. Aber das nächste, was die dann vorhaben, da zu testen, ist dann quasi unter anderem mehrere Server pro Sternsystem. Na, zum Beispiel Hurston-Server und so weiter. Na, ich denke mal, du musst es nicht nur das Hochleveln, sondern auch die Missionen alle machen. Darum geht es wohl auch. Ja. Unter anderem. Und habt ihr irgendwelche neue grünen Pins gekauft? Hm? Ja, umsonst. Schauen wir mal, was das am Ende ist, Dirty. Umsonst sowieso nicht. Kostet ja Spielzeit. Also ist es auch nicht umsonst quasi. Wenn du es so nimmst. Ja. Na, schauen wir mal, was die genau davor haben. Naja, oder aber, vielleicht kannst du sie dann bis zum nächsten Vibe Ingame fliegen. Das wäre auch eine Möglichkeit. Na, schauen wir mal. So, habt ihr schon die ISC gesehen? Ich habe sie gestern Nachmittag gesehen auf dem Handy. Noch gar nicht in groß. Schau mal die uns mal an. Und nehmen wir das da? Ja, glaube ja. Was war das da? Achso, da war schon noch ein Basteln. Okay.
Aspects of the upcoming Alpha 323 has to be the persistent universe arrival of our new character customizer, enabling better representation and a true sense of ownership over your individual avatar in the verse. And to share with you the various ins and outs of what's ahead, let's throw it now to just a few folks standing in front of the massive team that made all of this possible.
The reality of the old character creator is that the old character creator could walk so that this one could run.
The original mandate was, let's just get the PU customizer working in Squadron with building blocks instead of Flash.
It was very bare bones. We hadn't.
Ja, das ist halt auch mega, dass man seine Chars speichern kann. Wurde auch schon in der Con erwähnt, dass man das können wird. Ja. Wir wissen halt dann auch wohl schon im PTU den erstellen können und den dann ins Live importieren. Das ist halt auch nice.
Had a lot of progress on it.
We had no design, we had no designer, or anyone else working on the project except me.
Basically, the catastrophe was make it look pretty.
The very first underpinnings of the character creator actually still exist. It's our DNA system.
In the old one, you could only blend between the different faces. Also, you could only blend from one face to another at a time.
The character customizer for Star Citizen is so important because players get ownership over their character. They're not just representing some player character that some artist has created, but they're representing themselves. We want the player to be able to represent themselves in the world and the universe that is Star Citizen.
Ich freue mich ja auch schon, wenn wir endlich auch diese Animation haben zum Hem-Up nehmen. kriegen wir auch in Zukunft irgendwann.
So the character customizer that's coming into Star Citizen in 3.23 is broken down
Ja,
into 4 main
Alter, schon wesentlich
sections.
The
besser.
first section of the character creator is the DNA system, and that's where the player actually interacts with the blending.
Ja, stört die, wenn ich so bedenke, wie Gronk seine Charaktere in manchen Spielen so gestaltet, absichtlich, da, ja. Und ihr wirst vielleicht auch viele Klone sehen, da wahrscheinlich viele auch ihre Charaktere weitergeben werden. Wenn ich einen Glamour-Metal-Charakter bauen, ja, genau. Genau, Firewired Bug. Exakt. Du chattest zum ersten Mal, aber hast ein Abo. Aha. Hallo. Dann willkommen hier.
And the shape of the actual head itself.
It's still the same DNA system in terms of when we apply
Mich, ja? Möglich. Ich meine,
it to the characters. The difference is how we interact with that DNA system. So we've introduced face sculpting.
This is the big thing. So you can just grab these nodes on the face of the character that you have and shape it as you see fit.
What face sculpting allows us to do is, instead of saying, I want a certain proportion of a certain head, it allows us to say, I want to pull this vertex to this position, and then we can work
cool.
out what proportions of different heads is required to get that vertex into that position.
The system is very, very cool, as behind the scenes, we can't just adjust the face into certain shapes and be happy with it. We have to also change the rig. We also have to change the corrective blend shapes.
But we've also kept the
denn das Coole ist, es wird ja nicht einfach nur das Gesicht verzogen, sondern es wird quasi dann trotzdem noch aus den verschiedenen Köpfen geblendet. Ja. Nicht nur einfach ja.
original DNA blending as well, but we've tried to improve the user experience of that as much as possible.
Now you have a full list of heads at your disposal, so you can see all the heads available, and you can tweak, you can take a bit of the nose from that face, you can take the eyes from that face easily. It's quick to use.
Yeah, so the PU is very modern, sleek looking look. We're trying to go for like almost like the Apple Vision Pro look. But yeah, it's very modern compared to your Squadron, and it's a lot more in date, I guess you could say.
Basically trying to reduce the number of mouse clicks it takes to get what you're looking for.
So some of the other things that you can do in the DNA section is the skin tone adjustment, as well as the skin material or the skin texture itself. So what you can do within this is you can actually skin tone adjust this into realistic shades of certain skin tones to better represent yourself.
Your freckles, and we have some blemishes on there.
And these represent actual scans of people that we've done throughout the course of the years, and we've actually
Dirty, meinst du diesen Bart? Hm? Läufst du dann so rum?
And these represent actual scans of people that we've done throughout the course of the years, and we've actually scanned a whole bunch more that we will be adding to the pool as time goes on.
But we
Aber ohne
are
Schnäuzer?
always making that pool larger. So the faces are always going to look better and better and have more variations in them. So the next big aspect is hair.
So within the hair section, there's a whole bunch of new hairstyles, which is obviously the first and most important thing. One of the interesting things, and the teams I represent worked really, really hard on this to have some hair simulation onto it. So you can see the hair
schon
move
cool.
around as you're even selecting it, and then as you add it onto the character, you can see it move around even more.
But better than that, you now also have a massive library of beards and facial hair and eyebrows as well. So you can mix and match to get exactly what you're after. Instead of what we had before, where you could cycle through hairs, you could cycle through hair colors. You now have.
Was halt auch besser ist, man hat nun halt nur eine Liste. Und man Ja, und aktuell muss man immer weiterklicken zur nächsten Frisur. Nasenhaar kommen erst im nächsten Patch. Oder? Ja, keine Ahnung.
Have a massive library of all the hairs.
Whereas in the previous character customizer, we just had a bunch of preset material variants. For the new character customizer, we want to give the player the power to go in and actually edit those materials.
What's even cooler about this now is, though we had the hair selections before, you could never tint it. You could never come up with your own color set.
We can go in and we can change the natural color of the hair. We can change the dye amount.
Möchtest du wissen, wie du auf Kajak die günstigsten
Nein, möchte ich
Spiele
nicht.
findest? Besuche Kajak und tippe lediglich ein, von wo
But we also have the new gradient system where you can choose to have one dye color for the roots of your hair, another dye color for the tips of your hair, and then you can set where the gradient
Na, das ist halt
changes.
richtig cool.
Not only do we have like a blonde hair,
Dass man auch einfach nur die Spitzen färben kann. Oder einen Verlauf hat.
but then we have a purple highlight that's done at the end or done at the top, and that's all player configurable. So not only do you have a whole bunch of different hairstyles to choose from, but you've got the full color gamut as well.
And all of that is brand new functionality that we've added to a character customizer, so we can update the shader params on the hair in real time.
So my favorite aspect of the new facial hairstyles is the variety. We have a large library for being the first version of this, and it's going to grow even more within the coming years.
And as we've begun to include more culturally diverse hairstyles in 3.23, the team is working on more that will be seen in the patches to come.
Und Make-up.
So the third major aspect of the new character customizer is styling.
The makeup is another completely new feature for the new
Monobraue. Yeah.
character customizer.
You'll be able to pick your makeup for eyes, your cheeks, and your lips.
We actually used to have makeup baked into the textures where we had already pre-selected eyeliners and all these kind of things to represent what that given skin tone was. But we wanted the player to make that choice. We wanted the player to have access to all the different gamuts of colors, all the different specular reactions, all the different highlights that they may want to do for their character.
For each of these, you will have some base versions that you can pick from, but you can also go in and tweak these on a deeper level. You can set the opacity, you can set different colors for, you can have
nice.
one color for the eyeliner, one for the eyeshadow.
Like the hair, we can set certain colors and parameters on the makeup, so that's like how glossy it is and the opacity of the makeup. Unlike the hair, we actually set the shape of the makeup as well, and the way that we do that is we're basically adding new textures to the skin material on the players. And again, we update all of that in real time, and that is also quite similar to the new freckles and sunspots, how they work. That's again another texture that we've added to the player character's skin, and then we can tweak these parameters on the shader in real time to show more or less freckles or more or less sunspots.
So when it comes to the different styles and what you can achieve in the character customizer, it's been a constant push and pull of making it look really good, really realistic, and letting people just do what they want. And we've been trying to keep...
Die ersten 2 Wochen erstmal den schwarzen Weichspiel, um jetzt heute ganz langsam zu gewöhnen. Wow. Wie wär's denn wenigstens Graustufen, hm?
it as realistic as possible, but still letting people do exactly what they want with it. Because we're leaving so much power in the hands of the players. They can tweak all these different colors and all of their different, on their hair, their facial hair, their eyebrows, as well as these different makeup sections. And it can get pretty zany.